event for some of the best wetland visitor centres in the world. We'll meet some of the winners. And we'll have a little bit of open networking and sort of discussion towards the end. But you will also be able to see and share these videos on the WLI website from next week. So that's our Christmas present to you. I presented these WLI Star Wetland Centre Awards at the Convention on Wetlands COP15 in Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe back in July this year. And today we're catching up with some of the winners to hear their reflections and updates and what winning the award has meant to them. But first, we have a message of welcome and congratulations from the Secretary General of the Convention on Wetlands, Dr. Musonda Mumba.
The Star Wetland Centre Award is a scheme to celebrate the best of WLI, the Wetland Link International, which is a global network of wetland education centres. So when you see the Star Wetland Centre plaque outside a wetland visitor centre, you know that the staff and the volunteers, they work hard to educate and inform people like you about the greatness of wetlands. In this regard, congratulations to the WLI Star Wetland Centres. Your work is important, connecting people to wetlands in your diverse wetlands and out in the community. I like that you are celebrated for what you do, and I hope that the Star Wetland Centre plaque helps all sorts of stakeholders know just how good your work is and attracts more people to engage with you. So enjoy your online celebration and capacity sharing with WLI as well.
Well, thank you very much, Musonda, for a lovely congratulatory message. Let's hope that we can get Musonda visiting more WLI wetland centres around the world as she travels. So our first video chat is one I had with one of the Gold Star winners, the Matuku Link in Aotearoa, New Zealand. I met Leah Nielsen and John Sumich, as well as, so you'll see them in the video standing in the back row, Anna-Lily van den Broeke and Rebecca Bowater. They explained to me how they would be celebrating their award at the reserve.
I'll start perhaps. I think we're special. It's one of the few local restoration conservation projects that has an education emphasis on wetlands. And being close to New Zealand's largest city, we can get that message to many, many people.
I think also it's the people that make it special. We have, I don't even know how many volunteers, hundreds of volunteers, and only 2.5 staff. So it's all sort of done by our volunteers, all of our planting, all of the growing of the plants, all of our trapping, our education program is also, we have volunteers who help with that, and our school holiday program. So just all of the people make it very special as well.
Yeah, no, I think that's so true. I don't think any wetlands centre that I've come across could actually do what it does without volunteers. I think they're probably the most unsung heroes across all of the WLI members. And what do you think? Do you think it's that particularly caught the judges' attention for your Star Awards? What do you think it is that from your sort of application to actually winning the award?
I think it's because we can also showcase that a very small group of people, not very well funded, can do great things and can spread the message to a lot of people and a lot of schools, and that way hopefully inspire others to look after wetland, or at least learn more about the wetland as well. Yeah.
That's great, thank you. How many annual visitors do you get, sort of including school groups, education?
Well, if you count all the volunteers, and that's also groups of businesses or social groups, scouts, church groups, anything, plus the volunteers that come weekly or the ones that come on our working beats on Sundays, we get about 8,000 hours worth of volunteer time donated. So that equates to a lot of people. And that's not including the schools. And
Yeah, so we get about a bit over 1,000 school students a year coming to visit us. We also visit them in school when we can, prior to their visit to us. So off the top of my head, I don't know the numbers for that, but over 1,000 a year.
yeah.
Great. And can people just come, like families at weekends, can they just come and visit? How does that work?
Yeah, we have self-guided tours, so people can come along and join in and have a look around with a map and information about different areas. And we just ask people that contact us first.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know who's on site.
Yeah, we do a lot of events as well. So we've got fungal foray, a bug night, a bat walk.
Bat walks. We've got an open day, or a World Wetland Day every year, a festival.
Yep. So that got 600 to 700 people on one day, which was very, very big thing for us. Yep.
And kayak day, we sort of looking at World Wet Rivers Day, we flip it around to our part of the time of the year so that we're not disturbing the wildlife. And we've got our local river. We have 4 sailings per day, or should I say paddlings per day, taking people down, guided trips showing them the wetland vegetation, and with luck seeing some of the wetland fauna.
Yeah. And for our 9th anniversary this November, we took our usual annual celebration and thank you to volunteers, and we combined that with our Gold Star Award. So we've turned it into a really big party, a VIP event on the Friday, and then we are open for 9 days to celebrate our 9th birthday. So a week and two weekends. Yes.
Yeah, I suppose going on from that, and you've sort of answered the question by your enthusiasm just now, but just so what does winning that Gold Star Award actually mean to you and indeed to sort of everyone, all the volunteers who work at Matuku?
I think this it's international recognition for us now, and to me it indicates that what we've been doing is worthwhile, and others have thought so. And it can act as, from our part, other funders can see what we're doing and what we have achieved. And, I think it'll enable our fundraising, because we are a volunteer group in the main, and fundraising is essential for this to keep going. Yeah.
It gives us credibility.
Yeah.
Credibility, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's great. Good. So I'm very, very happy to hear that. And other than your 9th anniversary festivities, have you got any other plans for the future? What's kind of coming up for you?
Too many.
Well, we've not only got a wetland, we do have bush sections, and so pie in the sky, or boardwalks in the sky, canopy climbing, that sort of stuff. We'd like to consider parent and child overnight camping and things like that. I guess there's spreading our wetland planting ethos to other properties, private properties down the way, to improve the whole of our big valley. And we've in fact started aspects of that. Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll be prepping for our World Wetland Day.
That's coming through.
Yep. So that's always a big thing.
Absolutely.
We do surveys. So we do our Matuku. That is that one. That is our namesake, as well as our very endangered bird, our hero for here. So we do surveys for that as well. But we also have another little bird, a puweto, a spotless crake, that we, with volunteers, enter the wetland on kayaks to listen if we can spot those puweto and see if there's trends over time, how they're doing, because they're a bit of an indicator bird for the wetland. Yep.
Okay.
Bat surveys as well, we'll be doing more of.
Yeah. We've got someone doing a moth survey.
Moth surveys, yeah.
Yep. Looking at
okay.
lizard surveys. Anyone
Excellent.
who comes up with a good idea, we're going to do it. Yep.
Among the connections, you know, we're trying to make as many connections with the tertiary institutes. So there's some of them have already had students at master's or PhD level doing things, and we hope to get more and more of those because it's an ideal environment for that.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. No, that I know that WWT, our headquarters in Slimbridge in the UK, really values connections with. We have, I think, someone was saying the other day, 10 PhD students who are doing something wetland related, and so they come. I mean, they're not on, you know, they're not there all the time, but it's a really crucial link. Really, really exciting as well. So. Well, that's great. Thank you. And I guess if you're 9 this year, you're going to celebrate your 10th birthday next year. Even bigger and better. So maybe I'll put it in my diary for next year.
Definitely.
Great. Well, I'm sure you'll agree with me that we had a very enthusiastic bunch of colleagues and friends from Matuku. I really enjoyed the chat with them, and I'd really love to visit them. So moving from Oceania to mainland Asia, another Gold Star winner is the Maipo Nature Reserve of Hong Kong, and they provided the following video for us.
We are deeply honored that Maipo Nature Reserve has received this award, one of the only 3 in the world. This milestone celebrates over 4 decades of wetland management achieved with close support from the AFCB, the Hong Kong government. We are proud to set a global standard for wetland excellence.
Maipo as an ideal nature classroom for Hong Kong. Our education programs, learning facilities, and trails inspire curiosity and nurture appreciation for nature. We will stay dedicated to inclusive, hands-on educations, supporting learners and future conservation leaders from all walks of life.
Maipo is an excellent showcase for nature-based solutions, and our team is dedicated to safeguard its vibrant biodiversity and diverse wetland habitats. Our science-based management and partnerships ensure that these wetlands remain thriving for the wildlife and the local communities, earning Maipo global recognitions.
As we celebrate this honor, we reaffirm our commitment to world-class conservation and education at Maipo. We look forward to deepening ties with government, partners, and our community, ensuring this wetland remains a leading example for sustainability and urban harmony with nature.
Well, thank you very much, Maipo Nature Reserve in Hong Kong, for that really striking video. And I loved particularly the shots of the school students walking through the reserve, and the interior of the building looks stunning too. So we're moving on to someone I actually met at COP16 in Victoria Falls, was Mr. Kambogo Ildefonse, who was there representing the Nyandungu Eco Park in Kigali. It was really great to catch up with him again for this chat that you're about to see. What is it that makes Nyandungu Eco Park so special? What do you think the winning recipe was that caught the judges' eyes to give you these star awards?
Well, Nyandungu, the primary role of Nyandungu was to control flood. When you look at the issues that were around and vehicles getting stuck because of the flooding, at the same time, a solution to climate resilience by improving water retentions and water quality, and why not carbon storage and the heat mitigations, but also biodiversity recovery. Before, it was just sand mining, farming, and so on. But later on, the wetland was restored, created jobs, and became an urban green space with clean air, recreational space, and education opportunities. Well, after receiving the awards, the story went to different people, reached far to different people, and it became a surprise. And people started realizing that apart from Nyandungu being a flood control wetland, it is also recognized as a wetland that has done a tremendous job in terms of restoring the first urban wetland. And I would say that everyone coming here would immediately say, congratulations, keep up the great work and do more. And, you know, it's just positive. And, you know, Nyandungu is benefiting more, from the time we got these awards. And it has given us a courage to sustainably conserve this, our first urban wetland. Now, at the moment, we had more than 76,000 people visiting a year. But this time, as we speak now, we have already reached more than 1,000 people. So we believe that by the end of the year, will be beyond 90,000 people visiting the wetland. So you understand the wetland has gotten popularity and also helping people, in terms of, urban well-being and even creating jobs and so on. So that's where Nyandungu is at the moment. And thanks for asking.
That sounds really fantastic outcomes of winning the award, but I'm sure it's also down to a lot of hard work on your and your team's part in terms of getting the word spread out as well, and also having the sort of belief yourselves about why this urban wetland is so important. So that can only come from sort of you and the team that works and advertises and makes it a special place to come. Again, congratulations on that news. And yeah, let's hope that those numbers keep going. And what about, and you sort of touched on a little bit about giving you the courage to sort of know that you're on the right tracks. Do you have any specific plans of what you want to do in the future?
Well, Nyandungu is progressing and we have a project in the pipeline, and there's a plan first, primarily to restore more areas that are not planted. I will say we are planning to restore the additional 43 hectares of the wetland recently added. That's a priority. And at the same time, removing exotic and invasive species. All non-native species are supposed to be removed as part of our KPIs. And again, also helping the people to enjoy by adding more offerings, products and services. We are planning to add 5 more kilometers of biking and walking paths in the park. And we also want to add some other infrastructures. For example, helping people starting from schools and other visitors to learn about the park by building an educational center. This educational center will be more of informational center, so that people can learn more about the wetland and restore the wetland and the resources that are there. We're also planning to build bird heights. These ponds, recreational ponds, that were created through water filtration that are hosting more bird species. We want to build some bird heights so people can stay longer and learn about the bird behavior and be able to identify different bird species and so on. For information, before the restoration of the wetland, we hardly had less than 80 species of birds. But at the moment, we are counting more than 226 species of birds that came to Nyandungu after restoration with this process of planting indigenous species that attract more bird species. And this is natural. This is not human-made. It's just natural, right? Yes. At the same time, we want to also look at the investment, especially recreational activities, kids park, because at the end of the day, kids need to find a place to enjoy, and also allowing people to a glamping service where people who don't want to stay in an urban environment want to camp somewhere in the middle of the wetland where we have a dense forest in the wetland, can stay there, enjoy the wetland, ride a bicycle, a scooter, do bird watching, and then do the activities within the city. So these are the plans, but all will be developed without compromising the ecological function of the wetland.
Wow, that's very exciting. Lots of exciting developments that you're hoping for. It's really, really very impressive indeed.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you're right. Nyandungu, like any other protected area, aiming at environmental, social, and financial sustainability. So that's why part of our agenda is to work with the local community, the community adjacent to the wetland. These are the people who have been utilizing the wetland for different reasons, earning their livelihoods. So turning the wetland into a restored, protected wetland, they should keep benefiting from the wetland indirectly. What I mean is that part of our jobs is also create community enterprises where we work with them to identify key enterprises that can generate income, but at the same time create that win-win situations. They are part of the conservation agenda of the wetland. We have, for example, thought about the beekeeping as one of the revenue generating projects for the people around, because as you plant more trees, you have bees, and then you also have honey. Handicrafts is also one of the proposed revenue generating activity where the cooperative around the wetland can benefit and will help them to sell the handicrafts. At the same time, we have an educational outreach program. And thanks again, through Wetland Link International, benefited the small grant to support the community through education. Catch them young. That's the project where we want to support the young generation who will be the future conservationist. That's the agenda of the wetland. So we want really to protect Nyandungu. We want to conserve Nyandungu in a comprehensive way by including everyone, by educating everyone, so that Nyandungu is not the work for the government. Nyandungu protection is not the work for the park management, but the entire generation and the teams and the communities and everyone around and even visitors. That's our program actually.
Well, thank you to Nyandungu Eco Park. I think that was a really thorough explanation and a great description of all of the activities and the future plans in that particular star winner. So not everyone is ready yet for a gold star or a full star, and we always build that into WLI, acknowledging that some of you are very well resourced. Some of you are just one or two people visiting a wetland administered by someone else, perhaps. So to account for this diversity, we also have category stars. Maybe you'll never have a comprehensive building, but do great education. So we have the categories of people, perhaps sometimes called software, and in particular, how you connect with people. We have the category of facilities, also called hardware, where you provide a physical centre, maybe an educational classroom or an exhibition space or both, for diverse visitors, and you have a lot of different people coming through and using that space. And finally, the third category is biodiversity, on how you communicate complicated wetland science, wetland management, and all of the related topics. We'll always encourage everyone to keep going from a category star this time to a full star, and perhaps even the top of the range gold star in the future. For some, we know that getting a star in one of the categories is enough. No matter what, a star is a tremendous achievement. So let's meet a People Star winner, the Pheasant-Tailed Jacana Conservation Park near Tainan in Taiwan. I spoke to Ms. Wenchen Li and Annie.
First of all, obviously, congratulations on winning the Star Award for People. I think it's a real delight.
It is a great honor for the Tainan Guantian Pheasant-Tailed Jacana Park to receive the People Award. This recognition represents international appreciation of what we call the Guantian Saitoyama spirit, the belief that the people and the nature can live and thrive together. For many years, our park has been devoted to creating health habitats for the Pheasant-Tailed jacanas and other wetland species. We promote eco-friendly farming, and we work hand in hand with our local community to build a true win-win model, one that sustains both livelihoods and the environment. Beyond conservation, we also focus on education and participation. Each year, more than 5,000 visitors come to our park to learn about wetlands and wildlife. Our education visitors grow and communities to share the knowledge, and our eco camps invite people of all age to experience the beauty and the meaning of the wetlands in peaceful. And this award encourages us to continue our mission to protect the Jacana, preserve the wetlands, and keep the Saitoyama spirit alive in Taiwan. Okay, then this is a report in news. We do the celebration about this honor. We already did 70 articles in electric media and 3 print media articles. And we also do the to make the refine the models. And we present the award to Tainan City government.
Yes, our park was originally a closed restoration area. Since opening to the public 18 years ago, our visitor numbers grew steadily and reached up to 20,000 visitors per year at our park. In the past 2 years, we've been renovating our facilities, so our current annual visitor count is around 5,000. Even during renovation, public interest remains high, and we continue to reach many more people through schools and community programs. What plans do you have for the future, especially with this award? We hope to expand our habitat restoration work and deepen collaboration with local farmers to remain a healthy and sustainable wetland ecosystem. We are also designing new interactive learning programs, especially for younger generations, to help more people understand the importance of wetlands and feel connected to nature. Do you have a dedicated schools program? Absolutely. Education is a core part of our mission. We host guide tours and hands-on experiences at the park, and we also visit schools to deliver environmental education directly in classrooms. Our eco camps and youth programs create meaningful learning experiences that bring the value of wetlands to life.
And we do have a public camp program. Then when the people come to my park, they can choose any one of the program, and we can teach them to understand how hard of the Pheasant-Tailed Jacana conservation. Then we also can let them to enjoy the nature.
Well, thank you to Wenchen Lee and Annie for that, both the interview and the embedded video there. I think the pictures that really tell the story of how people-centered the conservation park really is. So the AARDE Foundation at Pulicat Lake in India is our next People Star Award winner. I haven't been able to speak to them yet, but we have compiled a few of their photographs to give you an idea of Pulicat.
My name is Conor Walsh at WWT Slimbridge Wetland Visitor Centre, and I had the privilege of chairing the panel of judges for this round of the Star Wetland Centre Awards. Congratulations to AARDE Lake Pulicat Interpretation Centre. As the judges, we really valued your diverse approaches to engaging people, from providing native plants to exhibitions on how people can change, and all these innovative approaches. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Conor, representing the judges there, and you can see why indeed the AARDE Foundation at Pulicat Lagoon won their award. So we first held the WLI Star Wetland Centre Awards in 2022, and one of the winners then was Guandu Nature Park in Taiwan. Ever improving, in this round they applied for and won 2 category stars, one for people and one for facilities. I spoke to Anderson Kaur and Claire Wong.
我们关渡自然公园本身它是一个进行环境教育的一个场所，所以我们在所有的让民众进来运用的一些硬体设施或软体设施都搭建得非常的完善，然后进到园区里头，各个不同的年龄层，他们都能够有适合他们的一些教育活动可以参加等于我们尽量让所有的族群都有它适合的一个方式来运用我们的公园。那另外我们也运用了非常多的 volunteer， 那这群 volunteer 呢也跟着我们非常多年的一起来协助这个园区的整个的不管是维护或者是我们的活动的执行，都有这一群 volunteer 一直陪伴着我们一起来参与，等于我们的园区是一个实践大家一起来参与，共同的来运用跟维护，然后来持续让这个地方发挥它的功能的一个 教育中心。
好的，好，谢谢，我明白了。你每年有多少差不多有多少访客来访问？
平均大约是10到11万的访客。
获得这个奖型对您和光速的每一位员工和volunteers 来说意味着什么？
这个奖项对我们来说，等于是对我们一个很大的肯定，尤其是来自于就是我们全世界有这么多的像我们一样努力在进行湿地的保育教育的这种中心，但是我们却能是少数几个能够得到这样的奖项的一个中心，所以我们觉得非常的光荣，非常的有这个荣耀的感觉，很感谢能够给予我们这个肯定，也等于肯定了我们这么多年在这边努力耕耘的结果。
你能告诉我关渡公园未来的发展计划？
未来的发展计划，因为我们今年已经是第25年了，那未来的话，我们就是持续的建构我们的园区里头，看看还有什么样的一个对象族群是我们需要去 take care 到的，然后我们再去发展他们能够运用的，不管是活动方案或是一些相关的软硬体设施。像我们目前有针对听障跟语障者的那个导览的一个自我导览的系统，但是未来如果其他还有相关的，比如说其他的弱势的族群，它有需要的相关的一个软硬体的建制，这也是我们以后可以发展的方向。那再来就是我们希望持续的让更多的民众能够知道有这样一个关渡自然公园是可以让他们来多方面的来运用的，不管是来休闲、来进行活动，或是只是单纯的来走一走、参观、放松一下，都是非常好的地方。我们希望能够促进更多人的来参观、来参与。我们就是拿到这个星级的湿地中心的奖项，那我们也在想怎么样让大家知道这个讯息。那尤其是我们有很多个陪伴着我们长期来赞助我们的企业单位，那所以我们在今年的11月29日当天，会跟长期陪伴我们的汇丰银行一起来为这个奖牌来做一个揭幕的这样子的一个仪式。
OK。
觉得让长期陪伴我们的这些企业也能够看到他们的陪伴，他们的投入实际上带来了这么大的国际的肯定，让他们能够持续陪伴我们在一起，好好的把这个公园让它能够运作下去。
Well, yet again, I think a really good example of how a park can really have such an impact on people. Are really great examples, and I loved the fact that they've been working with HSBC and they had a lovely unveiling there. So that's all the people we're going to hear from this afternoon. And I just want to congratulate again all of the winners, those we've heard from today, as well as those we haven't heard from. We're really very happy to promote and celebrate your success. So please do, all of you, keep in touch with us. We'll make, as I said earlier, these chats available on the WLI website from next week. And we also hope to hold another event in Spanish for the STAR Award winners in the Americas. I'm afraid I don't speak Spanish, and potentially one in China as well. And of course, we will hold another WLI Star Wetland Centre Awards round for the next COP, for the next Convention on Wetlands, COP16 in 2028. That might sound quite a long a long way in the distant future. We don't know the exact date in 2028 yet, but we expect we'll open applications in sort of early 2027. So please keep tuned. You know, that's the end of the year now. It'll only be a sort of year away by in a matter of weeks. Now we have one more update before we finish this live stream on YouTube, and I'm going to hand over to Connor. You're on mute, Connor.
Professional, isn't it? Thank you, Tina. I really appreciate all you're doing, because I know you're feeling a bit under the weather today. So I really appreciate the work you've done on this. I'm going to talk about something that over the past year we've promised, which is a virtual exchange scheme. Excuse me. We're launching it today. It's called WLI BOOTS, which is a name that we had fun with, because you see in the UK, the rubber boots, our gum boots, our rain boots, they're called Wellington boots. So we say WLI as Welly. And then our colleague Alex Hughes, who some of you know, she realized we could have fun initials, building opportunities for online training and sharing, WLI BOOTS. So this is a digital exchange. There's no travel involved. It's voluntary, and it's an ongoing open process. So the idea is, two of you chat on WhatsApp or Telegram or something like that. You send videos, you use photographs, you use text, whatever, showing how you do your work, and then asking the other exchange partner for suggestions where you might be able to help each other. Using something like WhatsApp means that you could be in very different time zones and still manage a good exchange. Maybe one of you is in Colombia and the other is in India. That's 10.5 hours time difference, but you could, still exchange every day, just not necessarily at the same time. So at the moment, we're expecting about 1 or 2 months duration per exchange, but that is flexible, and we'll find out together what works. So to get started, we invite you to apply on this page, and we'll try to match up candidates for where your interests align. So I hope you can see the what's it called, thingy behind me, the web page. This is this is our logo, and then as you scroll down, you have the application form. So you fill in your details as a WLI member, and then we have 2 lists of topics. So these are the topics from your WLI member profile on the website, in fact. In here, please indicate the ones that you feel able to share, to talk about, to show about in an exchange. In here, in this box, add any special topic that isn't on the list, but you think this is your expert role. This is something you can help someone with. Down here, it's the reverse. These are the topics you'd really like to learn about. So choose from the list again, whatever it is, and then the additional topics, the one that you'd really like to learn about. Feel free to write that in. And then you have your contact details and which app you'd use. So actually, these are really important, right? These are key to it. If you're interested, put your details in there. We'll try and match you up according to what you sent to us. If you have any questions as well, or feedback or whatever, you can let us know. welly@wwt.org.uk. You all have our email addresses. Yeah, so give it a go. And with that, back to you, Tina.
Sorry, my video.
I was too fast.
My video is really slow. I don't know why. Thank you very much for that and for launching WLI BOOTS. I'm very excited about the initiative. I think it will be fantastic, and we really look forward to seeing how many people we can and centres we can partner up. So we're going to wrap up this live stream part of today's events and move into a WLI members only networking session here on Zoom. So thank you very much, and it's been great talking with everybody today.